Join me as I dive into some mind-blowing U.S. historical events that you won't believe actually happened. History is all around us, and yet, we often tend to focus on the same old stories that we learned in school. But what about the lesser-known facts that shape the nation, the ones that are often overlooked or swept under the rug? It's time to uncover the fascinating and surprising truths that will blow your mind. So, let's dive in and explore some of these lesser-known historical events that will challenge your understanding of American history. In 1919, Boston experienced one of the most unusual disasters in American history, the Great Molasses Flood. A storage tank burst, releasing over 2 million gallons of molasses into the streets. The viscous wave, moving at 35 miles per hour, caused significant damage and chaos. Buildings were destroyed and roads were made impassable. Emergency responders faced immense challenges as they navigated the sticky deluge. Tragically, 21 people lost their lives and many more were injured. The cleanup took months, and the smell of molasses lingered for years. This bizarre event is still remembered for its tragic and unusual nature. The U.S. military once planned to drop bat bombs. The concept involved releasing bats carrying tiny incendiary bombs over Japanese cities. These bats would roost in wooden structures, causing fires upon detonation. Though it sounds like a plot from a comic book, the military took this idea seriously and conducted tests. Despite initial enthusiasm, the project was eventually shelved in favor of more conventional weaponry. This strange chapter in military history highlights the desperate and creative efforts explored during wartime. The bat bombs, however, never saw action in the field. In 1918, the United States experienced one of the deadliest natural disasters in its history, the Spanish flu pandemic. What's surprising is that the U.S. government's response to the crisis was to censor the media, hiding the true extent of the disaster from the public. It's shocking to think that even in times of great crisis, the government was more concerned with maintaining control than with saving lives. Another lesser-known event is the Radium girls' tragedy. In the early 20th century, hundreds of women were employed to paint watch dials with glow-in-the-dark paint containing radium. The company, U.S. Radium, encouraged them to moisten their brushes with their tongues, leading to severe radiation poisoning. The resulting lawsuits and outcry led to major changes in labor laws and safety regulations. The 1930s saw the rise of the Tuskegee Syphilis Study, a government-funded experiment that intentionally left African American men untreated for syphilis, in order to study the natural progression of the disease. It's hard to believe that our government could be capable of such cruelty, and yet it's an important part of our history that we need to acknowledge. One of the most astonishing events I've come across is the story of the Zoot riots. During World War II, Mexican-American youths in Los Angeles adopted a unique fashion style, wearing long, flamboyant suits known as Zoot suits. The style was seen as rebellious and unpatriotic by the U.S. military, leading to violent clashes between soldiers and civilians. It's a fascinating story that highlights the tensions between ethnic groups and the government during wartime. The Zoot riots stand out to me because they showcase the cultural and social tensions that have always existed in the U.S. It's a story that challenges our understanding of American identity and the role of marginalized groups in shaping our history. These events, and many others like them, are a testament to the complexity and richness of American history. They remind us that the past is full of surprises and that there's always more to learn, more to discover, and more to uncover. So what do you think? Which of these events surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below, and if you're new here, consider subscribing for more fascinating historical insights. I'll catch you in the next video.